Okay, so we got a little bit different type of video today. As you see, we fired at the Peterbilt, brought it in the shop at the farm. So for those, well, most of you actually won't know this because I've never had the Peterbilt on the channel yet. So I keep my semi at a local farm. They let me use their shop, yada, yada, yada. So occasionally I bring the truck in the shop and work on it. Their mechanic helps me a lot of times. And the mechanic actually has his own shop, which he's actually gonna be doing some work on this too, because I'll explain a little more here in a minute. But today we're going to be doing a couple things. We're going to be changing steer tires, be changing drive shocks or drive axle shocks, and rotating the drive axle tires. I got 2 new Cooper steer tires. I've had really good luck with the Coopers. I'm going to keep running them. I've never had bad luck with a Cooper. And anytime a Cooper wears bad, it's always been something with the truck. I just bought this truck only like 5-6 months ago, something like that, maybe not even. And it came on some off-brand Black Hawk tires. Never heard of them. Well, the one started to wear funny, like it's wearing on the outside, and it's got some spots like you can kind of see here. I don't know how much the camera's picking it up, but it's wore here. It's just wore in weird spots, but the center is perfect. And I rotated it, trying to get it to stop. It just keeps getting worse. So my guess is it's in the tire. Typically when it's something in the truck, you'll see it in like the center part here. If it's an alignment issue, it'll wear funny. A lot of times it'll wear on the inside if it's like a kingpin or something, but it's on the outside. So my guess is just a junk tire, just due to being a cheap tire. So we're gonna throw the Coopers on. We're gonna watch how the Coopers wear. If they start to wear a little funny, then I know it has something in the truck. It shouldn't anyway. The truck's only got 300,000-ish miles, a little over 370s, 360s, something like that. So, you know, not high miles, but, you know, long enough for stuff to wear out. It is pretty dirty, so I don't want to hear it in the comments. The truck, I worked it all week, and a lot of rain. So, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. We also got to change that seal, which I'm not doing today, but you can see it's been leaking, so I had to change that. It's actually been leaking since I bought the truck, too. It is starting to get kind of bad. I do have the part, I gotta change it one of these days, but that's not really my main priority today. The main priority is rotating tires, shocks, and stuff like that. I'm just kind of talking to you guys about this truck. For those of you that don't know, I do a lot of Honda Grom content, at least at the moment, and most of my content's kind of revolved around that. Some of you that are new to the channel, that's what I do. The ones that are coming back to the channel that watch my Grom content, this is what I do for a living. So just kind of wanted to show you guys a little bit of what I do, because sometimes I won't be doing a lot of Grom content. It's because of this. And you know, like now I probably won't buy a whole lot of Grom stuff for a while, because this thing kind of needs a lot of money and work, unfortunately. So to explain the title of the video a little bit better, if you guys look, I have to replace a carrier bearing. Well, I'm going to replace both of them while I'm in there, but there's that one up there, which is a normal style. You take the drive shaft off, pull the nut off, pull the U-joint, or not the U-joint, the yoke off or whatever, and slide it off, put the new one on, and put it all back together. Well, Peterbilt decided that they didn't want to do that for both of them. They wanted to make things a little more different. And I shouldn't say different, I don't know what the correct terminology is, but they did something different on this back one. So it's not like a normal slip yoke that you grease, and so this is like a splined, I don't know, slip yoke, I guess. But the shitty part is this is pressed on to this, and it slides apart in here. And in order to replace this one, which is the one that's unfortunately bad, it replaces this piece, and it's all like pressed together. So it replaces here to like in here somewhere. I don't know exactly. I don't know without pulling it apart to know exactly how it works, but from what I can tell, it looks like the one that I found online, which I'll pop a picture up here. And unfortunately, that thing is $1,700. So very cool. I love that for me. Instead of the normal $100 carrier bearing that they typically are. So I get to change that at some point here, where I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to see if I can maybe piece it together and just replace the carrier bearing, but I gotta do some research. I think I'm just gonna replace the whole thing and be done with it. I did find it a little bit cheaper online. I think it was like $1,100 or $1,200 online. Still hefty, but better than $1,700, I guess. So I get to do that soon, which will probably, like I said, a lot of this stuff I'm probably not gonna do on camera unless you guys want to see this stuff. I mean, you know, I don't know how much of this stuff you guys want to see. This is my first video on this channel of the semis, so let me know in the comments if you want to see some of this. It's mostly gonna be repairs. I do have fenders for it, full fenders that I gotta build brackets for and stuff, so I'll probably do a video on that regardless, because it's something that I just wanted to make a video on. And yeah, another thing we gotta do is an engine vibration dampener. So this truck, I'm having issues with the engine vibrating, and I don't understand why, because it just started like a month ago. We did an overhead on it. We did a we checked the timing and made sure the cam gear didn't slip. We checked the fuel pulse. We did injector tests. Pretty much everything you can think of, and it still vibrates, and everything looked good. So my next step is engine dampener. I feel like it's way too early for a dampener to be bad, but you never know. That was $700 some. Problem is, if that doesn't fix it, I don't know where else to go, because we pretty much went over everything. And the only other thing that I can think of is clutch. It feels fine for the most part, like any other truck that I've driven and owned. So I can't imagine it being a clutch, but it might need a clutch job. And if I'm pulling it apart to check, I'm putting a clutch in it, because I'm not pulling it apart twice. So hoping the dampener is just the issue, but I don't know. I really don't know. That one's got me kind of stumped. I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna start by changing tires, and we're gonna get all this stuff done. I'll record a little bit of it. I need to get this thing cleaned up. It is so dirty. It is unreal. So let's get to doing steer tires. It's always crucial to take a drink of Dr. Pepper before you start doing this. So if you're wondering what this is, it's just like soapy water, basically. I don't know what's exactly used in this stuff, but it's what the farm has here, and this just helps the tires slide off a lot easier. So it's a lot less fighting with it. Don't need an insane amount on the tire that you're taking off, because I mean, it is the tire you're taking off. So. See, these were balanced, which is kind of interesting. Hopefully, it does not throw the new ones off. If it does, I'm gonna have to go in there and peel those off. I won't know until I drive the truck, because I'm gonna leave that in there just in case it's something to do with the rim rather than the tire. It's not a lot of, well, that is a decent long weight, I guess. Personally, so if it does shake, I'm just going to get a balancing bead ring, basically that bolts onto your hub, and it's a big ring. I'll put it up on the screen what they look like. Essentially like balancing beads, but they stay on the truck and they're like kind of reusable. You don't have to fucking change them like you do with the ones that go inside the tires, and it's cheaper than getting them balanced every time you change tires. Come on, baby. There we go. Sometimes these work really good. Sometimes it's a bitch and fights you. And just like that. It's off. Sometimes you gotta give her a little extra persuasion with a bar. Again, sometimes pop right off. Sometimes they feel the need to fight you. And it's off. Huh. These also have balancing beads in them, which is interesting. So the rim is balanced, and there's also beads in the tire. See that? So, I'm glad we got lucky like that, because you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put the new tire on, and we're gonna scrape them out of there and put them in the new tire. Especially since these tires only got probably 40,000 miles on them. Whew, that's a workout. So I was looking, you always wanna make sure these aren't a directional tire, because sometimes these are directional. So you always want to check that before you throw the tire on. Realize, ah crap, it's on the wrong one. But before we put this on, we're gonna scrape the beads out of there, put them in there. So the best way to get the beads out of a tire is get like an old bottle. You can use a can too, actually. And you just basically cut the top off of it. Unless you got like a little shovel or something. I don't have one. So this isn't my shop, so like I don't really have all my tools here, which makes it a little bit more difficult. But that'll work good enough. We'll take the top off, and we'll be able to scoop all the stuff from this tire and put it in a new one. Okay, that's about the most that I'm going to get out of that tire. I mean, there's only a little bit left in there, but a lot of it's just more the broken down ones, because they're like little balls basically. And those will stay in there when I put the new tire on. So basically, we'll soap it up and throw it out. So what I typically like to do now, these tires have 2 dots on them. Hopefully you guys can kind of see it. There's a red dot here and a yellow dot here. I don't really know exactly which one typically is the one to line up. A lot of times they only got one. When they have 2, a lot of times I'll put the red dot by the valve stem, and that kind of helps balance the tire out. I don't know what the actual purpose is of the dots, but somebody told me that at one point, and I don't know, that's what I've always done. And honestly, I've never had problems with tires shaking. but I've always lined up the dots, and they've always been really good. So like I said, I don't really know the correct one, but the red dot has never steered me wrong. Get the old tire massager tool, and we'll just lightly tap it the rest of the way on. Try not to hit the rim like I just did. A little bit that we're tapping it honestly isn't gonna make the difference. Sometimes you can just push it down. Like this one. Look at that! You lube them up good, don't take much. That's also why I like my Cooper tires. So easy to mount and dismount, but they last a long time. They wear really good. I'm not really the type of person that likes to run cheap steer tires anyway, because you blow one, it could be deadly. So I've always been a firm believer to run good steers. I a lot of times will run cheap drive tires, but steer tires, nah. Steer tires gotta be good. Always, see, might have lubed it up a little too much. Because now, if I don't leave that bar in there, it's coming up on the other side. Just like that, new tires on. The valve stem did move a little bit, but I don't even really spin it in there. It's close enough, I ain't gonna. Yeah, there's no way I'm spinning that. Not far off, but you get them close typically. I've never had them shake, and I've never ran balancing beads or nothing like that, other than the little bit that I've taken out of tires that already have had them. Tiger's got 120 PSI in it. She's good to go. We're gonna throw this thing back on, and I'm gonna do the other one off camera. So let's get this one on. Tiger's on. And before someone says something, yes, I torque my wheels. So I'm gonna change the other one before I torque it, but yeah, they get torqued. Tires are officially on, torqued. I just haven't put the caps on yet. Yeah, you see I still got the torque wrench sitting on this one. But now I got the back jacked up. We're gonna rotate tires, and as I rotate tires, I'm gonna try to do shocks, and hopefully they're not too much of a pain in the ass. And every time I did shocks on my Kenworth, it was a freaking nightmare because nothing ever wanted to come apart decent. So hopefully this is a little bit better, but I'm just gonna throw you guys in time lapse. We're gonna pound this out quick.
Like me, open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name. I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame. No, I'm not that vain. I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and
Alright, so the GoPro died. We finished up rotating tires. Morgan aired them all up to 110 psi for them. We always check them when we rotate them. And then did all the shocks. We were struggling with the shocks. I don't know how to use a torch. I've never needed one, and I was trying to use one, and because you'd run these bolts off and then get right to the top, and then the shock would spin. And I couldn't. I tried to hold it with a couple different tools, and nothing was working. So I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna cut these off. Tried doing it with a torch. I don't know how to use a torch good enough. So that didn't work. Then Morgan showed up with food. She said, why don't you use a grinder? Why the hell did I think of that? Shit, it worked. Took me about 30 seconds to nail the tops off every single one of them. So ended up having to cut the top off every single one of them. The bottom and all of them came right off. And yeah, changed all the shocks, which surprisingly, for having 370,000 miles, these are original shocks. These things are still good. Like, that's surprising to me. They're stock PACCAR shocks. I put all trucks on, which is what the guy at Peterbilt told me that everyone buys, and they've had good luck with them. So I was like, yeah, I'll try them. We'll see if those don't. I think those got a lifetime warranty actually. But if these don't, last a while, I might go back to the PACCAR, because obviously at almost 400,000 miles, they're still great. I thought they were bad, but they were not. So that's good. Was gonna do the sleeper shocks, but they're black, obviously. And my lovely girlfriend that's holding the camera right now is going to paint them for me, and we're gonna paint them orange to match those ones, so that when we replace them, they are the factory color. Because for those of you who don't know, which most of you probably don't yet, Morgan does auto body for a living, so she knows how to paint. So we're gonna scan that tomorrow. Maybe we'll make a video on that. Getting a paint code, because we don't have the paint code for this. Painting the shocks, and then yeah, it'll be nice to have, because then we could use it to paint other parts of the truck. What else did we do? The steer tires are on, which you guys have already seen that. So steer tires are on, all done. We are gonna take the truck home tonight, so I can do some small things on it tomorrow. So if you like today's video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. If you want, especially if you want to see more of the Peterbilt stuff. Because like towards the end of the year, we're probably gonna do a lot of Grom stuff, on the ground stuff, but I don't know. This is my daily job. I'm not gonna record me working with it because it's just too much of a pain in the ass. But if you guys want to see more of working on it, doing like what we did today, fixing things, because we still, like I said, gotta fix this drive shaft thing that I gotta order. We're gonna actually, maybe tomorrow or in the next video, we're gonna rig something up to make this temporarily work. But yeah, because I got to order one. Peterbilt didn't even have one. They're a week out on it. So yeah, fun stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.